So that's what gets us moving. And so when I show my film and play ominous music, when I show some bill to say ban guns, well, it is ominous. So, that's how we take things in. I'm going to put the spooky music in there. That's what they do. They always criticize me for that. That's what they do. But I take the truth and then put it with the music or the images I think, fit with it. They take their lies and then they'll take something horrible and put happy music on it to sell the horrible. I'll take something horrible and put horrible music on it. Do you see what I'm saying?
And that's exactly what you have to do, because if you don't have that, what some people will criticize you for, the glitz and the glamour, if you don't have that, you're going to lose the people you're trying to awaken, because it's in multi-steps. Again, first you awaken them, and then they'll go into, well, there's a workaround for me, because everybody believes that it won't happen to them. And as they start to see that there's a workaround for nobody, that's when they start to realize. That's why I brought up gold a minute ago. Even without looking at the derivatives, if you just look at the fractional shares, right now the COMEX is trading about 32 million ounces of gold. They only have 8.5 million backing it. And again, we're not even getting to those true derivatives here. So anybody who thinks, well, I've got my cave and I've got my victory garden, and, think again.
And they're not getting rid, absolutely, they're not getting rid of derivatives because that's the big fiat weapon they use to manipulate stock markets, take over governments. It's the tsunami of liquid made-up fiat currency that everybody accepts because they're the scammers run the governments that they're using to buy up the world.
Well, sure. In the 4th annual BIS conference, one of the things that came out of it was that they wanted to influence asset prices. William White from the BIS, when he was talking about central bank cooperation, which of course is central bank takeover,
gang raping.
In his fourth plank, was saying the efficient international dissemination of ideas and information that improves national policy making is a factor, but at last the provision of international credits and joint efforts to influence asset prices, especially gold and foreign exchange, in circumstances where this might be thought useful, is the key.
Oh, it's sickening. Well, all of their lipstick on the pig, as they say, all of that is not working anymore because reality's setting into people. And the globalists, as you know, Rollye, but some people may not know this out there, brag that they're bringing the economy down by design because we're living too well and the free market's not good. These big bankers admit they're monopoly men. They don't want free market. They love communism, socialism, fascism. And so I just want the public to know this is all by design. And but in a way, we deserve it. I mean, we've been fat, dumb, and happy, Rollye, and so what do you expect?
Agreed. In fact, what people need to understand is that many people think that this is kumbaya cooperation. This is not cooperation. This is control on a level that people have never seen before.
It's a bunch of rich fat cats running scams, teaming up together, and literally like a gang beating the daylights out of us if we're lucky. Rollye James, we'll take a few calls in the final segment straight ahead. Rollye.net.
Did you know that the new energy czar wants to control how much power your electrical company allows you to have? It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Not if, but when.
Hi, Bill. I just wanted to call in and let you folks know that I got my solar backup generator hooked up and running. To tell you the truth, it's awesome. Not only was it easy to install, but it's powering my fridge, lights, TV, and shortwave radio. I now know that I'm one step closer to getting off the grid. Thanks for all your help.
This generator is solar powered, complete with battery backup, has no moving parts to wear out or break, and requires no gas. Don't wait for the Energy Czar to cut your power or raise your rates. Produce your own electricity for free. Go to mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Or call 877-327-0365. 877-327-0365.
Back before Elvis.
Let's take a few calls for Rollye James, syndicated talk show host. Gotta have you back more than once or twice a year. It's always great. Margaret in British Columbia, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. Thanks. This is a great show. I didn't listen to your radio until about 6 months ago, and I totally agree with your guess. You get blown away. I didn't know of the BIS and CFR. Information is power. And about 3 weeks ago, I live on a little island here in BC, and I couldn't believe that a lot of the information. But about 3 weeks ago, they had the RCMP here were coming to do, well, they said they were going to be doing security for Whistler, which they will be for the Olympics.
Now, that's the federal police.
That's right.
And now they're going to have regular army patrolling the streets of Canada, just like here.
Well, and at the same time, I found out that our government has allowed the U.S. to come in 23 kilometers as a border patrol thing. But in the meantime, they were coming over. We're a small island, about 1,000 population. And so everybody, the B&Bs and the restaurants all hear about it. But I was really surprised because the second day that they were here, the U.S. military showed up. So I don't know. It'll be soon when they'll be checking us at our roadblocks.
No, I hear you, and I appreciate your call. No. They signed deals over the last decade, but a big one last year, and Congress said we weren't informed. And Rollye, it's really happening to use Mexican and Canadian troops here and our troops there, and they're Northcom's now in Canada.
Absolutely. And when the Canadians heard about it, some of them went crazy as well. These were signed without any knowledge of the general public, and sure, it's going that way. But unfortunately, BC is a real great laboratory for this because there is a carbon tax, and you have things like the Vancouver Sun backing up everything that is global or social, and you're starting to see, like the woman who called, a disconnect, and that's very healthy.
But, I mean, the globalists have been denying world government. Now they're kind of admitting a little bit, but so much is still hidden. We see it because we study it. What's going to happen when they try to come right out with all of it? They're already kind of going, more than one child is bad for the carbon footprint, and we may have to watch your neighbors and you, and we may have to. But, I mean, what's going to happen when they kind of unveil even more? The public's already this mad. What's going to happen when they find out this is real tyranny? This isn't just some boss hog corruption.
Well, in terms of that, if you're thinking, well, people will awaken to the point that they will want to overthrow the government, to some degree, that is the dream of those who want to control us, because the early stages of that would be martial law and would be that bootstrap and would be, as an example...
So what is, in the last minute, Rollye, and we're out of time, and I'll be back this Sunday, folks, 4 to 6 p.m. Central, and you'll be on tonight, 9 to midnight on XM stations. Rollye, what is the solution in 1 minute?
Awakening and being involved, exactly what you're doing, one person at a time. I wish it was sexy. I wish there was a way to do it another way. People want this great key and this great answer, but it's information, and it is starting to understand, be aware, believe, and telling the guy next to you one person at a time, and that's what your movies do so very well.
And saying no. I agree with you. I mean, people keep looking for some magic silver bullet. It's saying no. I mean, police, military, are you going to follow these illegal orders? Obama says it's okay to torture if it's an order.
Right, but it's got to get to that head count where it's the sweet point. You and I say no, we're nuts. 10 million people say no, they're a force.
I think we're getting there. That's why the neocons are trying to co-opt the Tea Party movement. Rollye James, ladies and gentlemen, Rollye, ROLLYE.net, up on screen for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers. Retransmission starts now with I went into torture. Key information in the first hour. Restarts now at Infowars.com. Hope all of you will continue listening. God bless you, Rollye. Good having you on.
Been an honor and a pleasure. Thanks.
It's always an honor to have you on. Thanks for all your help and research. That's a great talk show host, super informed.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Zacola Blue, the best atmospheric water generator out there, bar none. ECOLOblue.com grabs the water right out of the air, not out of the river or the sewer pipe or however you're getting your water supply in your house, toilet taps, what a lot of people have. This is right out of the air. Then it goes through 7 filters, including reverse osmosis and carbon. ECOLOblue.com, ECOLOblue.com, or 800-691-6043. Call and get your unit today, or get a free brochure. Go to their website and look at all their other fine products. ECOLOblue.com, 800-691-6043.